Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Destiny 2. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and salutations. Today, after sunset, it's Nightfall. Let's get to it. So when you hit the max power level 650 currently, and you want to run the Nightfall, it's going to run a lot differently than it has in the past. And if you're going for the score or maximum score, then you're going to want to do a couple things. And you can change some things around and modify it how you play best, so your play style. But this is what I did, and you can model it after that, and then you can tweak it to however you like it. So of course you're going to want to get a 5 of Swords card from Xur. Xur's around from reset on Friday until the weekly reset on Tuesday. When you get the card, you're going to want to go into the details and set it up. Max out the handicap. The power handicap starts at 0, goes all the way up to 110. Put it at 110. That's going to bring your power level down from 650 to 540. And the Nightfall currently is at power level 540. So it'll be an even keel for that. Now, you're also going to want to put on the Singe. Whatever Singe that you use should correspond to minimally your power slot. So if you're using a sleeper, put Solar Singe. If you're using Thunderlord, put Arc Singe. If you're using Hammerhead, put Void Singe. And you may or may not want to put your sub-skill to match. So you have the Hammerhead, you have Void Singe, and you have Nova Bomb. Or you have Solar Singe, and you have the Sleeper Simulant, and you have 1,000 Cuts. Whatever it happens to be. If you have Arc Singe and Thunderlord, maybe or maybe not you want to do Fist of Panic, but it's up to you. Now what you're also going to want to do is going to have an energy weapon. Now you can have the Singe weapon, or you can have another weapon if you know what types of shields are going to be encountered. So if you know there's lots of Void Shields and Arc Shields in a particular Nightfall, then you might want to consider having an energy weapon that is Void. Or you can run all Arc if you're running Arc Singe. Alright, so other than the Singe, then you're going to want to also use Heavyweight. Heavyweight is going to add more heavy ammo, or get a higher chance of getting heavy ammo for each kill during the Nightfall. Additionally, your power weapon is going to do more damage. Very important when you're trying to melt the boss at the end of the Nightfall, and when you're getting into a tight spot where the Thunderlord or whatever you're happening to use, and you can take out a whole bunch of guys at once, or you're in a sticky situation where 2 of your members of the fire team are down and you need to clear out some ads to bring them back up, or you just go into survival mode and just get to a safe place until one of those guys comes back up. Alright, so we have maximum power handicap, we have heavyweight, we have the Singe. What else? There's 2 more slots. I'm going to recommend running Blackout and Extinguish. Both of those give you a nice boost to your score multiplier, and they're not horrible. Extinguish, if everyone goes down, you go back to orbit. If you go down normally, your whole team wipes in a respawn restricted area. You don't go back to orbit, but you're going to take a penalty on your score. So Extinguish is an obvious choice here, because if your entire team goes down, your score is going to take a hit anyway in any respawn restricted area. In addition to that, Blackout, it gets rid of your map, and it makes enemy melees lethal. So you'll want to stay away from enemies, because you don't want to get smacked by them, because more than likely one hit, you have to assume one hit's going to take you out. The smaller guys, it'd probably be 2 hits. Bigger guys like Minotaurs, they're going to take you out in 1 hit. And it's going to depend partially on your resilience. Now, if you are in a Nightfall where you have Void Singe on, and there's lots of Void damage coming in at you, if it becomes too rough, you can always start it over and change the Singe. Now, there are a couple of iterations for each Nightfall. So one time you go in and it's all Vex. Next time you go in, it's Vex and Hive. Next time you go in, it's Vex and Cabal. So depending on your RNG, you could get one version or another. So when you come out, go back in, It could be a little bit different. Obviously, the boss is still going to be the same, and some of the encounters will still be the same. However, there may be changes in between. But that's it. Go for the maximum score. Get those double drops from those Nightfalls if you're not at 650 to bring you up to 650, or if you're just looking for some 650 gear to infuse into other gear, or whatever the case may be. But getting double drops is certainly a nice way to go. 2 powerful engrams instead of 1 powerful engram from, say, a daily or weekly activity. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to ring the bell before you leave to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
Root mine. Guardian down. Root mine has been neutralized. Osiris, if you had any plans for this thing when you simulated it, I'm afraid there's not much of it left.
You've done well, Guardian. That corpse could be useful. I'll retrieve it soon.